Well, hello. Welcome back to my humble abode. Today we are going to be trying something a little bit different. It took me an hour to freaking set this up. I tried to set this up from 8 p.m. and right now it's 9:54 p.m. So it took me almost 2 hours to set this up. Anyway, that's beside the point. I'm already rambling on and the video already started. It's been only like 10 seconds, but okay, I'm going to shut up now. And you guys came here for a cozy Q&A, and that's exactly what you guys are going to get. And this is like my prayer corner. I have my musalla down here and a little bit of like fancy, these are outdoorsy lights, but I put them out over here so that it can look kind of nice and calm and peaceful. Ow! This video is brought to you by none other than mello. It is no secret that when it comes to matchmaking in 2021, it is literally impossible to find someone that is compatible with you, who shares your same values, morals, goals, and future views. Especially with all these dating apps, all you gotta do is swipe. Now, that being said, I want to introduce you guys to today's sponsor, mello. Mello is a matchmaking app which is specifically created by healthcare professionals for the working Muslim. But wait, that's not all. Mello isn't your typical dating app, it's better. Now, mello doesn't have unlimited swipes, they have a limited amount of swipes to increase your compatibility levels and allow you to find your person quicker. Now, if you guys want to check out mello for yourselves or for a friend or someone else you know, you can use code MELLYXYusuf for 20% off of your first month of your subscription. Okay, thank God I said that right. I'm gonna leave them in the description below, but all right, back to the video. I'm like in full dad mode right now. I have like the glasses, I have a cardigan sweater in my glasses, and it's like a late night. It's nice and warm and cozy. There's been a lot of changes that has been happening to my life as of recently, so I told you guys on Instagram to ask me any questions that you guys have regarding my life for the past couple of months. We're gonna dive straight into it. Alright, so first one is, what inspired you to move to Dallas? I've had an old friend, which is now my roommate. We studied hifz together, and he studied Islamic studies over here in Dallas, and he's always been telling me for the past like 5 years, yo bro, come and move here. But the real reason why I moved is because New Orleans, after the pandemic happened, there's been just way too many depressive episodes that have happened in New Orleans, and I've made some like bad, I won't say bad memories, but just really depressing memories. So just that location overall hasn't been so pleasant, and I wanted something new, something fresh. In my opinion, I feel like you could never grow if you're always under the roof of your parents. This might be specifically only for guys. I don't know how girls feel about this, but in my opinion, I think every man should leave their parents' house at some age of theirs, preferably in your early 20s, right? You don't want to wait till your late 20s because it's kind of embarrassing if you're getting married and you're still living in like your parents' house. There's a lot of questions that are, how old are you and what's my height? So I guess I'm just going to answer some frequently asked questions. Hello everyone, my name is Yusuf Truth. I am half Pakistani, half Filipino. I stand at 5'11", 5 feet and 11 inches. I think that's 178 or 75 centimeters. I'm not sure. You guys can double check that. And I am 20 years old, turning 21 on November 21st. Yes, this year it is my golden birthday, alhamdulillah. So I'm very excited for that. But now, moving on and continuing to our second question. How to increase physical growth and keep the consistency. So if you guys have been paying attention to my Instagram, you realize that I'm trying to do this thing called body recomposition. And what body recomposition is, essentially, in a nutshell, it's when you burn fat while gaining muscle at the same time. And the way you do that is you keep your protein levels really high, maybe like 1 to 1.5 gram of protein per lean body weight, if that makes sense. So if you weigh 160 pounds, you want to be eating around 160 pounds of 160 pounds, god, that's a lot of protein. But you want to be eating around 160 grams of protein to 180 grams of protein, so anywhere from your body weight to above your body weight. That's kind of how I increase my physical growth. And consistency is just, you have to be consistent with what you're eating, right? You can diversify your protein intake with different types of protein sources. You can switch up the meats. You can eat like yogurt or nuts or peanut butter, and there's so many different types of ways you can get your protein in. Where do you get your thobes, like the ones in your YouTube video? I'm gonna put up a couple of my favorite Thobe companies over here on the screen. You guys can screenshot it and check them out. What is a single best realization you've ever had? I've kind of had this one recently, maybe had like an epiphany moment like 2-3 weeks ago, is that especially when I moved out, this really hit me like a truck, hit me harder than puberty, swear to God. But it's that no one gives a crap about you. And I know that sounds so cliche. You guys probably like, Yusuf, I've heard that a million times. But well, there's a reason why you've heard it a million times. It's because every time you've heard it, that person was trying to make you realize. Recently, my mother died. Can you please give me some advice that can motivate me? Wow, well, I'm so sorry that your mother died. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless her, and may God bless her and put her in a better place than she was over here. My advice would be, try to remember her words, try to remember her advice, and to live by that, right? There's always little tiny advices that our parents give us during our lifetime, and we don't really realize their words until they're gone, and we don't realize the value of their presence until we're gone. So make dua for her, pray for her. Don't forget her advice. I already said that in the beginning. That's kind of like the only thing I can think of right now. Because we're Muslims, and we could send like Surah Yasin, read Surah Yasin or a portion of Quran every morning or every night, at least once a day or once a week on Fridays or whatever, whenever you have time is most convenient, and send it to her. Tell Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to send your rewards to her, and I guarantee you should be very happy. My father always told me, your service towards your parents is the only thing that you will reap in this dunya, in this world, right? He's like, all the rewards and all the punishments that exists will happen to you in the hereafter. Like, you'll get punished for it or you'll get benefited for it in Jannah. But your parents are the only thing in this world that exists that if you disrespect them, then it will torment you over here in this world. Do you have a nickname? Yes, I do, but I'm not going to tell you guys because only the women in my family call me it. And it's like a really cute childhood nickname. I can't tell you guys. Maybe my wife one day, inshallah, will call me it. It's only 3 letters. If you guys want to try to guess it in the comments, go have a blast. I guarantee you guys will never be able to guess what my nickname is. What's your love language? My love language primarily is quality time. I'm very introverted and I love my solitude. Like, I really, really love it. Like, I moved to Dallas thinking I'm going to make a lot of new friends, and it's been 3 months already. Haven't met a single new person except for my friend Keith, but he's like 50 years old and I met him at the gym, so that doesn't really count. There's something about like grabbing a cup of coffee and just bonding over like the most deepest shit ever, you know, with your significant other or like a friend, or just reading a book in your wife's arms, you know, or husband if you're a girl who's watching this. Anyway, what does a successful relationship look like to you? This is a very, very good question. I remember all my Q&As in the past have all been about relationships, but I tried to like veer off of it because I just felt like a relationship therapist. I was like, yo, I'm not going to speak about relationships anymore. I think a successful relationship to me is when a king and a queen can come together with both of their kingdoms and build an empire, because you need someone who is fully functioning in their own life and you to be fully functioning in your own life to come together so that you guys could create something that's even more beautiful than what you already currently have going on. Because if you have unaddressed issues and unaddressed traumas that you have in your past and you are so unaware of the things that go on in your head, then if you step into a relationship that way, it's not really going to be successful, because you don't even know how to navigate through your own stress. You don't even know how to navigate through your own life. So how can you communicate those things to your partner? That's just draining, and you don't really have the right to give someone that pressure. Discuss your first love. Damn, well, that's probably a whole nother story time on its own. That's a whole nother freaking video on its own, like heartbreak, my first love, the do's and don'ts of love. If you guys want that story, let me know down below. If you guys want it, I'll give it to you guys. Tips to have a better relationship with parents. Well, if you guys grew up with cultural parents, like I grew up with a Pakistani father, and as you guys know, that it's not easy growing up with immigrant parents. Like, English isn't their primary language, so communication is already a big thing. I don't want to speak too much on this topic because I can literally talk about a whole podcast about it. What I will say is that it is to spend more time with them, get to know who they are on a friendly level, keep an open mind. And I know it's probably gonna make your blood boil, like me telling you that, like spend time with my parents. What the hell? Like, he almost slapped me the other day, or like, he didn't let me hang out with my friends. Why the hell would I want to spend more time? Or like, he doesn't work. My mom and dad are always working, or like my mom always tells me this, or my dad tells me that, or they're so controlling, or they're so like toxic, or they don't understand me, or this and that. Make them understand you, right? The fact that we grew up in such a huge digital age and our parents don't even comprehend half the things that happen online, it is our job as Gen Z, or it is our job as a younger generation, to make our parents understand us. Go grab some chai with your father, get some tea, take him out for like dinner, or do something nice for him. It doesn't even have to be that big. After dinner, go for a walk. Even if he's tired, be like, no, I want to spend time with you, and just drag him. Or just sit on the couch with him, or tell him about your day. You know, just spend time, quality time with your parents. Like, human beings were social creatures, right? We want to communicate. How would you succeed in college/school when you have no motivation or a clear goal/career? Well, I would say, I mean, I'm personally not in college, but I would say try to find a career that you do enjoy, right? Something that you wouldn't mind choosing as a career. Even if there's no college degree out there that you enjoy, try to find one that you could tolerate and that you know you could get through, like the 4 or 8 years or 6 years of however much you need to study, because school is important, right? But find something outside of school, whether it's like hanging out with friends or pick up a hobby, whether it's like pottery or teaching, something outside of school that makes you happy, so that even when you do graduate with your degree and you are working your job, you know that it's not like your main like purpose in life. You know, everyone has a purpose in life, and even if it's like something really, really small, like feeding the ducks at the park, then you do you, you know? There's also like side hustles that you can do if you want to start like a small business on the side while you're studying, right? In hopes that, okay, I'm not going to drop out of school, but I'm going to work on my side business, I'm going to work on my side hustle, and if that takes off, then maybe if it overpowers like my potential salary of the college degree that I'm working towards, and I'm really excelling in my small business or my side hustle, then you can take on that full time. Recently started wearing hijab, but people kept telling me it'll be harder to get married with it. Sad emoji face. All right, hold up. Well, let me just stop you right there. I want to tell you personally, from all the guys that I know, hijab makes you a million times more attractive. Number one. Number two, it makes you more special in their eyes, right? In the right guys, right? I can go into like a million different reasons why hijab is right and why hijab is blah blah blah, but I'm just gonna focus on like just what your friends are saying. It's not gonna be harder for you to get married. Maybe they're just looking for different things in life than you are, right? The type of people that you're going to attract in your life because of hijab is never going to be a bad thing, right? You're only going to be attracting good Muslims, and you're only going to be attracting good people who want best for you. In a nutshell, hijab does protect you from so many different fitnas and so many bad things out there. So although you might feel like you're missing out on certain things, right? You might be missing out on like guys being attracted to you, right? Or you might be missing out on different hairstyles, but in the long run and in like reality and retrospect, it's actually saving you from so many harms. Not a question, but you are the reason I started wearing hijab. Wow, subhanallah, that is really, really cool. Thank you, that means a lot to me. Do you have some advices about how to be more productive? This is gonna sound really stupid, but clean your room. Clean your room, or clean something, right? Because when there is something that's dirty in your room or in your life, and you put things in order and you organize it, it helps you get into like this productive role of things, and you just feel to do more. How to not forget easily what you memorize of the Quran. So basically how to not forget your Quran easily. Guys, there is no cheat code when it comes to Quran. I've told you guys, I mean, some people are genetically blessed with a really, really good sharp memory where they could just read once a year and they could retain all of their knowledge when it comes to the Quran. But personally myself, alhamdulillah, my memory isn't too bad, so I can get away with not reading for like weeks and my Quran still stays with me. But I will tell you, if you just memorize a surah, the more fresh it is, the higher chance it is that it will fade away, you know? So it's kind of like, what's a good example? Kind of like iron. The more you read it and read it and read it and read it and read it, your mind is going to understand that, okay, this is correct. I'm going to put the questions away because I've been answering them for like 40 minutes. And what is it called? I'm just gonna kind of chat with you guys about where my mind has been at since I've moved to Dallas, right? Life has been really crazy. And I don't know if it's because it's like really late right now, but I'm like really deep thought. I don't know if you guys can tell, also because I've been whispering into this mic, so it's just been putting me in a really like deep thinking mood. But life is crazy, guys, and if moving to Dallas has taught me one thing, because it's only been 3 months, is that you can really achieve something when you put your mind to it. That's number one. And number two is that, like I said this earlier in the Q&A, the biggest realization that I've ever had is that no one cares about you. No one is going to come and tell you to pray your salahs. A lot of you guys are still living with your parents, and you have the luxury of them cooking meals for you and, you know, telling you to pray your salah, or reminding you to read Quran, or, you know, feeding you food, or doing your laundry, right? But life is so lonely and life is so cold, so don't take those things for granted. You know what I mean? Don't take your parents for granted. Fighting with siblings, fighting with your parents, holding grudges on the smallest crap in the world is just, it's just not worth it, right? Life is more beautiful when you open your eyes to the possibilities of good things happening, you know, and then when you chase those good things. It definitely is scary because you realize that you come into this world alone, right? And you know that you're going to leave this world alone. So what makes you think that you're not going to be alone in this world as well? You know, that's another thing that I kind of realized living alone by myself. But then again, it feels really good to live by yourself because you can do whatever you want. If I literally want to go to the park right now in the middle of the night, I could go without my parents having to know what I'm doing, you know, so I have the liberation of doing that. But thank you guys so much for spending this cozy night with me in my prayer corner. If you made it to the end of the video, I want to thank you so much for being here. So give the video a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye.